Yeah, that's snow. It's chilly today. Kind of like hell has frozen over. It's kind of what it feels like. I just want to ask a question. And it's kind of a rhetorical question because I don't expect anyone to ever answer this. And I know the people I'm asking it of aren't going to listen. Maybe one or two. Just recently, today or yesterday, the Nova Scotia government, where I'm from originally, is now dictating who can go to which town, which region, which municipality. I predicted this a year ago when I observed the pattern of behavior that the government was conducting and the rhetoric being used and the frothing at the mouth, gigantic erections for as much power as they could possibly consume. I said they're going to control, they'll lock down international travel, they'll eventually probably lock down interprovincial travel. Obviously every province is going to move at their own pace. We can see the patterns now in Nova Scotia. If you're in Colchester County, you can't go to Pictou County, or you can't go to the Halifax region because safety. In England, over at the BBC, they're telling you how to have sex with your partner safely in your house. As well, the Nova Scotia, a doctor, I really don't think he's a doctor at this point, the guy that said the flu no longer exists, and if you have flu-like symptoms, it's because you have COVID, says that they don't need permission from parents to vaccinate children. They can make those decisions because they're, 12 or 13 years old. They're more than equipped. Because those children understand what an RNA modification is. They understand cutting-edge technology. They certainly understand long-term risks of medication use and so on, don't they? So I just have one thing to ask. In light of all of this, all of the restrictions, they can tell you where to work, where not to work, when to work, who can work, where you can go to church, if you can go to church, who can go to church, because as we know, the rules don't seem to apply to everyone equally. And they don't apply to the state and government officials either, because they break them routinely. I could go on ad nauseum, as I do on the streams, about that, but I'll leave that for now. So I just have one thing to ask. Where's the line for you? At what level, at what point, what is there that the government could do, that the government could say, what demands could they place on you that you are going to refuse? Because I'm starting to believe there aren't any. I believe that if this country was told to walk around on its hands for safety while wearing a clown mask, people would do it. Most of this doesn't make any sense, and we all know it. Everyone complains about it. I hear them every day. In public, in grocery store line, everyone knows this, but they do it anyway. Don't they? What could the government do that you would refuse? Will you say it's too much? What happens when parents say, we don't want our children vaccinated. We choose not to be vaccinated because, conspiracy theories aside, this is a brand new technology. Long-term side effects are unknown, period, dot, end of story. That is reason enough to say no. Any reasonable person could agree with that. But that's not what's happening, is it? You've got the Ontario government, all these different provincial governments dangling carrots in front of you. Oh, if you get more vaccines, maybe we'll let you go to school. Maybe we'll let you go to the park again. What do you mean you'll let me? Since when is this up to you? Will these people be okay with parents that say, no, well, we're going to have to send child services over there to take those kids away because for safety? Those parents are clearly unfit. They don't trust the medical science. They're deniers. Is that going to be okay? How about arresting? How about locking people up in jail, psychiatric facilities like they did in the Soviet Union? For anyone that says, yeah, I've got a problem with the government. Well, only crazy people oppose the government. Bye. And I see so many people on social media being, mocked, myself included, but I'm worried because their instincts are telling them this is bad, something bad is happening to the social construct, the mindset of the people is being corrupted into something very disturbing. And they post things like, well, if you'd ever had to wonder who would have complied with, the Nazi roundups of minorities in the 30s, now you know. And they say, oh, we're already halfway there. Now we have an other group of society. We have a two-tier society now, don't we? We have the vaccinated and the unvaccinated. That are going to be punished, fined, ridiculed, excluded from society, social events, because the vaccine passport's right. The groundwork's already there. Is it that far-fetched to believe that someday, soon, maybe these people are going to have to be locked up for the good of society and the safety? And are you going to stand there on your street? You're going to peer out your windows as the Royal Canadian Communist Police roll up and pack away your neighbors to take them to an undisclosed location for safety? Yeah, you will, because you stood by for everything else. And all these people, these men, that want to LARP as some kind of, they sit around and play their video games like they're going to be some kind of oh, trust me, bro. If this was going to be full communism, if the Nazis came back, I would punch a Nazi, bro. Kid, you follow the arrows around on the floor at the grocery store like a rat in a maze. You wear a pointless mask that all the science says does absolutely nothing because you were told to. But when men with guns show up, you're going to go John Rambo? How much are you people going to take? And I said it's a rhetorical question because we both know all of it. All of it.